Hi students, how you doing? This is Al Drushler again. In this video, we're going to use the rule for the order of operations. Okay, so it says find the value of each expression. But before we do this, let's talk about please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which is probably what you've heard, or PEMDAS. Whenever you hear the word order of operations, people mostly think about please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, I like to write it this way. P, E, but then I write the M and the D on the same line, and I put an arrow going left to right, and then the A and the S on the same line with an arrow going left to right. Now the P does stand for parentheses, but what you really got to take note of here is that it really stands for working on operations that are contained in parentheses or groupings. Because you could have operations inside square brackets or parentheses or curly brackets sometimes. So any of those kinds of grouping symbols, square brackets, parentheses, curly brackets, can be used as well. So if you see operations like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, raising an exponent, square roots, inside a grouping, you need to simplify that completely first. Okay, now once all your groupings are simplified, you then evaluate all exponents and square roots if you contain square roots. Now, multiplication. So once all your exponents are done, multiplication and division, but you work them in order left to right. For example, if you had 4 divided by 2 times 3, you would do the 4 divided by 2 first, which is 2. Bring down the times 3. 2 times 3 is then 6. Notice I did division first. That's because this expression only contained multiplication and division, but it must be done from left to right. And then you guessed it, it's addition, subtraction, but again, from left to right. So you may be doing subtraction first. Okay, let's look at a few examples. 7 plus 3 times 8. So here I have a plus and a times. I should do multiplication first. So I'll bring down the 7. 3 times 8 is 24. Now I need to figure out what 7 plus 24 is. I know 24 plus 6 is 30, so 24 plus 7 is 31. We should bring down and put equal signs showing whoever's reading this that what I'm writing is equal to the statement above. Okay, next example, 2 times 9 plus 7 times 3. Notice that plus in the middle, but I have a 2 times 9, so I need to work that out. You can also work out the 7 times 3. You can do these separately. Alright, but do not do the 9 plus 7 in the middle first. So 2 times 9 is 18. Bring down the operation that I'm not using, the plus. 7 times 3 is 21. I'm going to put an equal sign indicating that that is equal to the expression immediately above it. Okay, 18 plus 21. Let's go ahead and work that out. 39. Okay, so here we did multiplication first, then we did addition. Okay, let's look at this. Now, here's a grouping symbol, a parentheses. Now I look and see if there's any operations inside the parentheses that need to be simplified first. Yes, there are. So, I need to do the 8 plus 1 first. So I'm going to bring everything else down. I'm not going to do anything. Now 8 plus 1 is 9. You can keep it in the parentheses. By being in parentheses there, that indicates that we're going to do 3 times 9. So now I have a 7 times 6, and then a minus, and then a 3 times 9. So I should do the multiplication first. 7 times 6 is 42. make sure you learn your multiplication tables and you have them memorized. 3 times 9 is 27. Okay, now I need to do 42 minus 27. Okay, this is a case where I'll have to borrow from the tens column. And instead of having 2, I now have 12. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 5. Okay, 7 is 5 away from 12, so 12 minus 7 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer will be 15. Okay, good. So see, I had to work on the operations inside the parentheses first for this one. Okay, let's look at another example. I don't see any groupings. However, I see an exponent, the 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. So I'm going to bring the 2 down because I'm not doing anything with it. Bring down the plus. I'm not doing anything with that. 3 squared is 9. Bring down the minus and bring down the 5. Now I have addition and subtraction. But how do we work it? Left to right. 2 plus 9 is 11. Bring down the minus 5. 11 minus 5 is 6. 5 is 6 units away from 11. So our answer is 6 for this problem. Okay, good. We're doing great here. Let's look at a couple more. Okay, now in these we're going to have multiple groupings or we'll have fractions. So these are a little bit more advanced. Nothing you can't handle though. Notice I have a square bracket next to that 9. Now that means 9 times whatever is inside that square bracket, but that needs to be simplified. And I have a 4 plus 8 in parentheses, and then a minus 3 off by itself. All right. When you have multiple groupings, you will work on the innermost groupings first. So this 4 plus 8 needs to be simplified first. So I'm going to bring down 9, bring down a square bracket. 4 plus 8 is 12. Bring down the minus 3. Okay, now that got rid of the innermost parentheses, that grouping, but I still have the bracket. Now I have to simplify what's in the bracket. 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, so we'll keep it a bracket just because that's what it started out as. Now that means to multiply 9 times 9, and that is 81. So with multiple groupings, you want to work on or simplify the innermost groupings first. Okay, here's another one. Now this is a fraction. Now what you do is, with fractions, is you work on the numerator, which is the top, and the denominator, which is the bottom, separately. They could be in totally different places within that order of operations, that parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, left to right, addition, subtraction, left to right. So, in the numerator, the first thing I need to do is the 7 plus 8. So I'm going to write my fraction bar. Bring down the 2 because I'm not doing anything with that. 7 plus 8 is 15. Okay, that's the first step for the numerator. Now, what's the first step for the denominator? The 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, bring down the plus 1. Okay, now, in my numerator, I have to simplify the 2 times 15 first. So 2 times 15, 30. Bring down the plus 2 because we didn't do anything with it. Now in my denominator, we have 15 plus 1. That can be simplified right now. 15 plus 1 is 16. Okay, all we have is addition in that denominator. All right, now, go back to the numerator. The denominator's done. Go back to the numerator. I still have one step to do. 30 plus 2 is 32. Bring that fraction bar down, 16. Now, this is a fraction. You look to see if it can be simplified. And 32 divided by 16, yes, it can. 32 divided by 16 is 2, because 16 times 2 equals 32. So always simplify your fractions at the end. And if it simplifies to a whole number like it just did, write the answer as a whole number. Okay, again, just to look back at the order of operations, you want to simplify all parentheses. Any operations that are inside parentheses or groupings, get that simplified first, always working on the innermost parentheses first and working outward. Then if you see exponents, once all the parentheses are cleared, now you may see an exponent inside parentheses. That should be done as part of the order of operations. But then if you see exponents, simplify those. Evaluate those. Then always do your multiplication and division left to right before you do addition subtraction. But once you're at the very end and you have only addition subtraction left, you work left to right. Okay, once again, this is Al Dreschler. Please contact me if you have any questions.